Nation, let's get into this mock draft again. This will be the 3.0 mock draft. Really appreciate everybody that watched the original one. Now, once again, this is not my decision, but looking at this one, this may be hands down the best mock draft on the planet for the Dallas Cowboys. All right, let's get into it. Yes, this one will also include trade. And I'm going to start this one off with the original order. I'm not going to go in reverse order. So the Dallas Cowboys with the 10th pick. Oh, guess what? There's a trade action. The Washington team moved up into the 10th spot. And now the Cowboys got the 19th pick from the Washington team, the 51st pick, and also the 82nd pick from the Washington football team. Yes, trading with your enemies. Here's the thing, right? All right, so looking at it, now the Washington team picked whoever they had to pick. And now it's time for the Cowboys to pick with the 19th pick. Believe it or not, the Dallas Cowboys select Patrick Surtain.
Impressive.
Oh, yes, Alabama corner. Here's the situation. When you look at Surtain, I know a lot of people are asking themselves, how in the world did he drop all the way to the 19th slot? Hey, there's crazy things in this world, but there's land of possibilities. And according to this particular mock, it happened. Yes, the Cowboys got them now a cornerback that you can match up with, Trayvon Diggs. Just close your eyes and imagine. He's a solid guy. And when you look at everything from A to Z of what he will be able to bring to the table is a level of continuity. And you got a guy that can grow within the confines of this particular system that Quinn is trying to establish. Is it a little rich for the Cowboys to be looking at a cornerback in the first round? I can say this right here, Cowboy Nation. That is just what it is. You go out there, and he could have been the best player available on the board, and BPA is the way to go. So now you got you a cornerback where you thought that you might have had to get a chance in a situation to get him at the 10th pick. Now you got him at the 19th pick. Oh, that is very rich. Moving a little bit further, the Dallas Cowboys got the 44th pick, and the pick is in. With the 44th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Richie Grant from UCF. Oh my goodness. What can he bring to the table? This kid is versatile as a safety. You can play him at free, at the single high look as well when he was in his particular program at UCF. He also played down inside the box. He can cover and trail the tight end. You can also put him in split zone combinations, and you can squeeze him down as your nickel guy. So this guy got range. I believe on this particular level, man, I think that Quinn and Joe Witt Jr. will utilize him as the free safety. Make sure that he try to learn everything that they can throw at him, and he will be a great guy that can pick up and learn the system from KZ. And what a wonderful situation to have for a guy that you can see into the future that can pretty much be a staple piece for this particular defense. Remember, the emphasis of Quinn's system normally falls on the lines of safety, strong safety, interior. Everybody else are ancillaries, but when we look in this particular system, you got Grant. Man, what a fantastic deal with the 44th pick. Now, with the 51st pick from the Washington team, the Dallas Cowboys select Eric Stokes, cornerback from Georgia. Yes, 6'1" corner who got blazing speed. He's a little grabby at the top of the routes, but you got to look at it in these aspects of it. You now got a guy that's not afraid to cover your best slot guy. You got a guy that can shadow, and in a pinch, if you need this guy to be your outside corner, he can develop and grow just in that. Now what the Cowboys are doing with this particular situation, they went with Patrick Surtain with the first pick, they went with Richie Grant with the second, and they want to solidify the defensive back category with the third pick. And with Eric Stokes, man, you got blazing speed, somebody that you can sneak up close on the LOS, and he can attack the quarterback, blitz off the edge. Man, you got you an unbelievable weapon. Shout out to Eric Stokes for now being a Dallas Cowboys. Woo-woo! DB class is looking good right now, Cowboy Nation. All right, with the 75th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Jamin Davis, linebacker, Kentucky. Let me tell you, this kid right here got unbelievable untapped talent. He's fast. He's in the mode now of being one of those new trendy type of linebacker. He is a will. He can play on that wheel side, and what you want him to do is roam free. The kid got unbelievable untapped ability to cover and also good hips. Even when this particular team, Kentucky, played against Florida, they had no worries of putting Jamin Davis on one of the better tight ends that's in this particular draft, Kyle Pitts. And he did a very, very, very serviceable job against that. And this kid can track the ball. He can come down, squeeze, make the tackles. Hey, he's a hidden gem. Now, the only reservations that you will see out of his skill set that he didn't play a lot. And we all know that the 2020 season was one of those years that really, when you look back at a lot of things, you can say, man, but when you look at Jamin Davis' tape, he's fast, he's elusive, he can come down and field, he plays with that chip on his shoulder. He's a right size too. He's 6'4", north of 230 pounds. So I believe he will be a great addition to the Dallas Cowboys family. So let's welcome Jamin Davis. All right. With the 82nd pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Togiai. Now, you looking for a run stuffer? Oh my goodness, you got one out of Tommy. Tommy is a good run stuffer, and on top of that, you may not look at him as being as solid as it relates to a pass rush from the interior. Nevertheless, you looking at somebody that can fill that A and B gap, that can make his home down inside, and he got that strength out there that he can move bodies out the way. May not be 330 pounds, may not be 340, but he plays like it. This kid is a run stuffer, and the Cowboys got them a steal with the 82nd pick. Unbelievable. Tommy Togiai is one of those guys that you will really have to pay strong attention to. Now, with that being said, how can we still solidify this secondary? We're going to hit on one of these guys. Believe it or not, with the 99th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Kelvin Joseph, cornerback, Kentucky. Woo! Woo! There's some mock drafts out there that got Kelvin Joseph going in the second.
Outstanding.
You got this kid with the 99th pick. And I'm telling you, you got you now a zone corner who can play pretty much everything. Man-to-man press. You can slide and kick him inside. He will have a chip on his shoulder because he's going to be looking at this thing saying, man, don't you guys know that I'm the best cornerback in this particular draft? And you guys going to overlook me with Patrick Surtain, with also Eric Stokes? That's okay, because I'm finna show you guys that I belong, and he will have that type of mindset. He's quick, he's fast, and one can argue that, hell, if he was to play out of the LSU, one can argue the fact that, hell, he probably would have been the first-round draft pick. But that's a story of a different day. You got you a grinder addition, a baller, a person who's not afraid to get into the face of the opposition, and he can isolate them. Great height for his particular role. He can play that outside role. He's 6'1", and he's 185, 190 pounds, give or take. But I believe that he got that chip on his shoulder, and yes, he is one of my dogs out of this particular draft. All right, with the 115th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select. Can I get him? Can I get a praise? Oh, yes. Milton Williams, interior defensive pass rusher. You got to put all of that into one from Louisiana Tech. I believe that this big boy, although he's like 287 pounds, he's a linear build guy. 6'3", 6'4", but he's linear build, but he got some strong hands. When he push, everybody move out the way, and he can get upfield. His first step is so quick guy, in and out. Man, I'm telling everybody right now, he can move some furniture. Just look up his tape. The kid is right on the money. Milton Williams from Louisiana Tech. What a steal the Dallas Cowboys got with the 115th pick. Now, with that being said, we got to still focus in on how to protect the quarterback, right? So with the 138th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Brady Christensen from BYU, a tackle. This guy, he played primarily as left tackle, right? But he will be your swing tackle. 6'6", good frame, about 310, 20 pounds, give or take. And this guy got wheels. He's looking for stuff to maul. He's looking for stuff to push out the way. And he played with that type of mindset. I'm glad that the Cowboys are taking a real strong look into this particular offensive line unit. Look, these guys are guys that can stay on your team for anywhere from 6 to 10 years. Offensive linemen, everybody don't want them until they need them. And this type of situation, what a good grab to grab a guy like Brady with the 138 pick. All right, with the 179th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Aaron Banks. Oh, an intelligent guy from Notre Dame. Wow, he's an interior guard, right? He can play that center role. He's intelligent. I'm talking about a big, massive boy who's looking for contact, physical. You can't walk by him without saying, excuse me, because he will pancake you and make you his baby. You can substitute the baby word for another word if you feel. But I'm telling you, this guy, he brings everything, including the kitchen sink, when it's time to play. And we're looking for that mentality. He brings just that now.
He ain't lying.
Granted, of course, he would not be a starter year one. He still got a lot of growing things to go through. Nevertheless, you're looking at somebody that can develop and pick up the system. He will do just that. All right, with the 192nd pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Malcolm Koonce from Buffalo. Hey, he's an outside linebacker, but you can play him on the edge. So in the 3-4 system, he'll be an outside guy. You guys know how they go. In a 4-3 system, he'll be the edge guy. You can never fall asleep behind the wheel with drafting an edge guy. You always want to leave no stone unturned. And I believe with his particular skill set, he's lanky. He's not one of those guys that you would say to yourself, wow, look at that physical specimen. He's 6'3", and he can get to the edge. He got a good bend to him. Now, his rip and grab and release and his burst and get off is all there. He got that hidden strength. Now, my thing is he will be a developmental type of situation. And you never want to leave no stone unturned. He's not the strongest of the strongest guys out there, but he got that quick and that burst. And I believe that Malcolm, hey, he can show maybe some guys some competition out there, so they take him with 192nd pick. All right. Do we stop at offensive line for your mind? No. With the 227 pick, the Dallas Cowboys select, oh yeah, Michal Menet. Menet was one of those guys from Penn State that lived inside. He's one of those guys that when you think about it, you want somebody to establish power that can really move stuff out the way. And I'm thinking that when you look at it, you want competition to be so heavy. You want Joe Looney. You want Tyler Biotish. You want also even the Brady Christensen kid. You want all of these guys to fight for that role, fight for that interior, even though Brady Christensen may be that swing tackle guy. But you still want that presence of, we're not sleeping on this particular situation of finding that diamond in the rough as it relates to offensive linemen. Remember, you do not want them until you need them. And this particular guy from Penn State, if you look at his tape, he have that mindset. You know, he's a zone power scheme type of guy. So he's going to look for stuff to maul over to. I like his temperaments. Let's see if we can bring him in and see if we can develop him with the 227 draft pick. Last but not least, you always got to really look into developing skill sets and seeing what you can uncover. With the 238th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Quintin Morris, tight end from Bowling Green University. All right, Cowboy Nation. I know he's a project. But man, looking at the first wave of this particular draft, I'm cool. He's 6'3", had a promising year in 2017 and 18. Great. 2019, he kind of showed everything kind of like skittish, and then 2020 he disappeared. My thing is, let's continue to develop this kid. He's He's a tight end that can high point the ball, bring the ball out of the sky. He got good size. He's about 250 to 255 pounds. And he's not the tallest guy. He's 6'2", 6'3-ish, give or take. But he can high point the ball, uses his big body. He got decent speed. Route running is very suspect, but he got hands. And in this game, if you got hands and if you can block, he can do those two things. Let's figure this thing out down the line. So this was the 2021 Law Nation's Mock Draft 3.0. This mock draft was from Pro Football Focus. You guys check out Pro Football Focus for all of your mock drafts. And with that being said, we utilize trade scenarios. Cowboy Nation, anything can happen. Anything can happen as it relates to this draft situation. But we got to look at things from a perspective of from the outside looking in. Now, this draft is heavy. This draft is extremely heavy on defensive back. Why not grab a handful of defensive backs to see which one of these guys can rise to the top? Remember, cream rises to the top, right? Iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel. So we always got to do the evaluations. In this draft, we got needs as it relates to cornerback. We answer that. In this draft, we got needs as it relates to interior defensive problems. We answer that. You still always want to take a good look at outside edge rushers, right? So we brought in a project situation for that. In the free agency, we did, dibble and dab at some edge guys too, right? Basham and Carlos Watkins, even though he's an interior guy. So we try to answer some of those things, right? So also, we needed help with offensive linemen. Why not make sure that we leave no stone unturned and you bring in that? So this is what the draft is all about, hoping that you can get something that can stick. That's been my time, Cowboy Nation. Please post me your thoughts on this mock draft and also post me your individual independent mock draft. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Y'all know when I wear a suit like this, I got to bring the fire, right? You got to really get this thing going one way or another. Let's go. Salute.